TMA Morning Show with Charlie James.
Good morning. It's 8:40, 20 minutes until 9 o'clock on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA, WTMA.com. Glad to have you along with us on this Friday morning. We are joined in studio right now by a very special guest. Probably the only person I know who has had a tweet out from the president. We've got Nick Adams with us. Nick, how are you, buddy?
G'day, Charlie James. Great to see you in person.
In person. Now, we can tell by your accent you're obviously from the upstate.
North Charleston.
No, that's
North
That's
Charleston.
perfect. That's perfect. Originally from Australia.
Yes, sir.
You're an immigrant a legal immigrant to the United States of America, and you have written a new book, and it's called Green Card Warrior. Tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, Green Card Warrior is my story, Charlie, about how I got to the United States and finally got my green card. It took me 4 years.
Right.
It cost me close to $50,000.
$50,000.
Yeah, look, it's very expensive and it takes a long time when you do it the right way.
Right.
When you do it the wrong way, it's a lot easier. And that right there is where the real problem exists in the system.
Yeah.
It's really easy for bad people to come to America, and it's next to impossible for good people to come.
Right.
So it's a moral inversion of the worst kind and something that needs to be rectified immediately.
How do you feel about our, we'll say, path to citizenship? I know a lot of people don't like that term, but becoming a citizen of the United States, does it need to be more streamlined?
Look, I think if people are going to come to America, Charlie, they've got to come to make and not take,
Right.
give and not receive, to join the place and not change it. You've got to be coming to America to join Team America. If you're coming to America for purely individual purposes, or if you're coming to America because you want to change the place or you want
Right.
to make it like the place that you left, then really you shouldn't be welcome to America.
Yeah. So how old were you? Just kind of walk us through this. How old were you? You're in Australia, and you decide that's where I want to live. That's the country that is calling my name.
Very early, very
Yeah.
early. You know, all my life I've had this fascination, this obsession with America, and it was inexplicable to most people, to my parents, to my teachers. I mean, my friends, I would say I want to go to America and I want to speak to people. I want to speak to black people. I
Right.
want to speak to white people. I want to just go over there. And everyone kind of thought, well, yeah, what's this kid who lives in Australia, who's got Greek and German heritage?
Right.
What does he want to do in America? And, you know, Charlie, as I got a little bit older, I think first off it was the diet of great 80s action flicks like
Right.
Rocky and
Yeah.
Rambo, and then you throw in the sitcoms like Full House and Who's the Boss and all that good stuff, where it was really heartwarming to see the nuclear family and to see all of that stuff. So that's kind of how it started. And then as I got a little bit older and I really worked out who I was, I realized that in so many ways I was really an American.
Right.
I was an individual. I didn't like conforming. I was a little bit of a troublemaker at school. You know, I had a little bit of a colorful personality.
Right.
I didn't like coloring within the lines. I liked doing things differently. And I didn't like being told what to do. So, and all of those things really, when you start to think about the American personality and the American psyche, make you perfect for America. They don't make you perfect for the rest of the world, where really conformity is prized, ambition is suspect, success is resented, and people don't like other people that think highly of themselves, that self-promote, that take risks, that are bold. Blandness and being vanilla and being boring and pedestrian and keeping your head down and doing things the conventional way
Yeah.
is what is rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, and especially we see that in places like, you know, in Norway and Sweden and all, and in Finland and all of these other places. They say that they're the happiest places on earth. But if you look at them, what personality do they have?
That's exactly right. Personality has been completely downsized, if not totally absent. Those places are self-loathing. They're decaying, Charlie. They are avowedly secular. They strive for mediocrity as opposed to greatness.
Right.
And I got to tell you, as someone that spent some time in Europe and has been so fortunate and blessed to travel all around this world, the happiest people I've ever come across are in America.
That's right.
This is the most optimistic country
Yeah.
in the world. You know, you just go down the road, or you go to a Starbucks, and it's good morning, sir. How you doing?
Right.
And what can we do for you? And how can we do it? So, I mean, I that's total baloney.
Talking with Nick Adams, author of Green Card Warrior. You told us a little bit about this at dinner the other night. It was a great story. So walk us through the morning when you found out that President Trump had tweeted about your book, Green Card Warrior. What was that like? What were you doing when you found out?
Well, look, I woke up really early, Charlie, and I did a Fox and Friends television appearance. And just a few minutes after I got out of the studio, I started getting all of these messages and texts alerting me to the fact that the president had just tweeted something out about me and my book,
Right.
Green Card Warrior. And anyway, I happened to be on the phone to my mum and dad at the time because they were given. I took advantage of the fact that it was so early here,
Right.
which meant that it was a normal time over there.
Yeah.
And who are actually listening right now.
Oh,
Charlie,
great.
WTMA in Australia right
Fantastic.
now online. They're listening. So a big shout out to them. And anyway, I was on the phone to them and I said, guys, I've got to go. Apparently the president's just tweeted about me. So I'll call you back later.
Right, yeah, bigger name on the other line.
That's right.
Got to go.
And so anyway, the president had tweeted that Nick Adams' book, new book, Green Card Warrior, is a must-read, and that merit-based immigration was the way to go,
Right.
which had been the topic of the segment that I'd been on television for. Anyway, Charlie, that was in and of itself incredible. I mean, as you can imagine, suddenly my email inbox starts flooding.
Right.
My phone starts to drain from all the messages and texts and emails. Every person that I'd ever even tangentially said hello to, or I had walked past a neighbouring street once, decided to reach out and congratulate me. But the really interesting part was when just 40 minutes later, I'm not a big Twitter user. I don't like Twitter. It's one of those things that I don't really put out there, but I don't like Twitter.
Right.
You know, I think that it's really an engine for keyboard warriors and electronic cockroaches to have a platform and a voice that they quite frankly don't deserve.
Hold on, I'm going to tweet this out.
So I don't 140 characters.
Right,
make
that's
sure.
right, that's right.
So I don't really use it much. So I was figuring out how to thank the president because obviously, when the president of the United States says something about you, you've got to make sure that you say thank you. And so I'm doing all of that. And this is about 35, 40 minutes after the original tweet had already gone out. And the whole world is talking about me. And I'm sitting on my couch at home in Texas. I live in the Metroplex in Dallas-Fort Worth. And all of a sudden, my laptop screen starts lighting up.
Right.
It says, Donald J. Trump just favorited your tweet. Donald J. Trump just favorited your tweet. Donald J. Trump just favorited your tweet. 4 or 5 tweets. He was going through all of my tweets.
Yeah.
And because I'm not a Twitter user, they're so sporadic.
Right.
He was liking tweets from 2013 and
Oh, wow.
2014.
How did that feel to know that the president at that moment is sitting there looking at your Twitter feed?
It was surreal.
It had to
was
be.
I just couldn't, I didn't know what to make of it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
yeah.
incredible. And you could just imagine, I mean, he's such, as you know, I've been a Trump supporter from day one, and he's so down to earth. He's so different. You could almost imagine him at his desk and just with his phone and just, oh, I like that.
Right.
Oh, you do a much better impersonation than me. But, oh, I like that. And, oh, I like that. And I like that one. Yeah. I like this kid. He's
Right,
good.
yeah.
So it was really amazing. Look, I was on the front page of every newspaper in the world.
Yeah.
I was on television all around, not only this country, but in America. I got an opportunity to spar with Piers Morgan.
Right.
I mean, on British television. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was great. And I just love our president.
Yeah. Can you hang on with us for just another quick segment?
Charlie, I'd go to the moon for you.
Great. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of Nick Adams. We're going to be talking about the Flag Foundation coming up next on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA.
1250 WTMA.
Now, here's more of the TMA Morning Show with Charlie James.
8:56, 4 minutes until 9 o'clock on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA, WTMA.com. Continuing our conversation with author Nick Adams, author of the new book, Green Card Warrior. Nick, not only do you have the new book out, tell us a little bit about the organization that you have founded called Flag. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people want to get involved in. Not only that, but listen to some of the folks on the leadership team that you have got. You've got Pete Hegseth, everybody knows on Fox News. Dennis Prager, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West is on your board, filmmaker John Sullivan, and some guy named Edwin S. Taylor, who apparently hangs out at the Citadel in Folly Beach. He's also on there. Eddie's in studio with us this morning. Tell us a little bit about FLAG and what it is and what is the purpose of the organization.
FLAG is the Foundation for Liberty and American Greatness, Charlie, and it's one of the fastest growing organizations in the country. We're a non-profit educational group that goes into elementary, middle, and high schools talking to kids about what makes America special, what makes America different, why the Constitution is the best political document ever written, what the world would be like today had it not been for American leadership in the 20th century, what the world would be like in the future if there was no America, what all America has given the world, why it's been an unparalleled force for good. So we are all about, we're all about promoting patriotism. We're all about making sure that the next generation of Americans, Charlie, understand what it means to be an American, what Americanism is.
Right.
I'm always asked what the biggest problem facing the United States is. And my answer unfailingly is this. For several generations now, we have not passed down what it means to be an American.
Right.
And for that reason, America is in all kinds of trouble. And I want to make sure that the next generation of American leaders know that being American is individualism over collectivism, that it's patriotism, not relativism, God, not government, faith, not secularism, that it's equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome, being bold, not being bland, e pluribus unum, not multiculturalism.
Right. Now, one of the things that, over the past 8 years, American exceptionalism was put on the back burner and almost ignored. We are getting that back now.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, without a doubt. I mean, President Trump is putting America first.
Right.
President Trump is making Americans feel relaxed and comfortable again about being patriotic, about declaring that they're the best.
Right.
And
now,
they are.
Nick, we've only got a few seconds left until the top of the hour. Tell us a little bit briefly about this new thing that you have, the Constitution for the kid-friendly Constitution.
Flag Signature Project, Charlie, is a kid-friendly constitution. The feedback that we got from children, we've already trained more than 4,000 kids, and the feedback that we were getting was that they liked the Constitution but were turned off by the Old English language.
Right.
So we've met that need by getting the Constitution translated into plain English by Scalia interns that even an 8-year-old can understand. And we want to get that kid-friendly Constitution into the hands of as many children in America as we possibly can, because we want them tethered to those virtues and values that catapulted America to the pinnacle nation on this earth.
Yep. You can check it out at flagusa.org. Nick Adams, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. It was so good seeing you
Charlie,
again.
God bless you. I love being with you. You're a legend.
Charlie James in the morning. Stimulating talk all day.
WTMA.